Hello there. I'm going to wait for people to start joining. Let me know if you're here in the chat. Um, Not a match day Monday today, as obviously the football schedule is currently a little bit crazy. But obviously we'll still go live. We'll still talk about the football. But obviously it's not going to be as in depth as it usually is because yeah, just the schedule of football. Obviously, there's some games tonight. There's some games throughout the week still. Not all teams have played yet. There's midweek games. Like I just thought it'd be easier if we just have a little chat over the fixtures that we've had so far over Christmas, but also just chat about football in general. Obviously, we're halfway through the season now, so that's going to be interesting to talk about. There's a few lineups coming in now for the games tonight, which is definitely one or two we'll be keeping our eyes on as Liverpool fans. But yeah, I'm going to go through the whole Premier League in general at the minute. And then also I've got a few little channel updates as well as life updates, sort of guess you could say. So we'll get into that at the end. But hello everyone, we've got Biku Talks Football. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Hello. Matthew, hello. Jack, hi. Reese, hi. Reese says, how are you? Hope you had a great Christmas and what a game yesterday. I had a really good Christmas, thank you. Past few years haven't been the best, in all honesty. Just family stuff and stuff like that. But this year we actually had a really good one. So that was nice. Got to take my whole family to the game on Boxing Day, which was absolutely unbelievable. Get into that maybe a little bit more later on if anyone has any questions about it or anything like that. Um, but yeah, I hope you had a great Christmas as well, Reese. Other than that, I'm all right. I am enjoying a little bit of rest at the minute, just because in January I'll be mad busy, obviously with the football, but also in my day job, which I'll get into a little bit later on because that's a little bit to do with the channel updates just for the next month. Um, Veronica, hi Courtney, two nutmegs by Sally yesterday were fantastic. Yeah, anyone see the after match interview where he says like he openly goes, first one I didn't mean, second one I meant, and it's quite funny. Matthew says hope Arsenal draw. Barry says he's from Austria. Hello in Austria. Matthew says good to hear you had a good Christmas. Thank you. Hope everybody in the chat had a good Christmas too. If you celebrate it, if you don't, I just had you hope a good week or so. NA, which is a bit of a weird name because that usually means not applicable. It says great vlogs. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, we'll go into it. Obviously, Liverpool have had a really good Christmas period. We had a brilliant game against Spurs just before Christmas where we won. Let me just double check. I was like, well, go 6-3, but then I'm like, I'm sure it was 6-3. Yeah, 6-3. There was that many goals that I sort of lost count there in my head. But yeah, really, really good game from the Reds. There was a little few moments where there was lapses of concentration where Spurs obviously took advantage of. But other than that, pretty much dominated the game there. But yeah, looking at a few other results, obviously, same day, Sunday, the 22nd December, right before Christmas. I was actually at the Pantomime this day. We got out just in time for the Liverpool game. Love it. But we had our Apple Watches on, which, by the way, if you're ever like in a place where you can't check scores while the matches are going on, and there's something you want to like keep up to date on, a smartwatch is the best thing ever. I always have one on me at the football just to keep a track on the scores, just so if it vibrates on there, right, I need to look and see if something's going on in one of the big games. But for the pantomime, it came in really handy as well. Obviously, can't really get your phone out in the theatre. But I really wanted to keep an eye on the Everton Chelsea game. I felt like obviously Everton have been in not too bad a form of lately up until this past few days. But a big shock result, I'd say, for them against Chelsea getting the draw. I spoke to my Evertonian cousins over Christmas because I obviously didn't get the chance to see any of that game, and they said to me personally they don't think Liverpool have got anything to worry about when it comes to Chelsea, which was interesting to hear them say. Obviously, they're a little bit bitter. They're gonna like be honest there, but they are a little bit bitter. So for them to go, do you know what? Like you've got nothing to worry about there, and for also their granddad to say it was think the league's yours now was a little bit like, have I time jumped? Have I universe jumped? But yeah, that was a really good game for Liverpool result wise, but obviously for them us to play afterwards and get that big win, massive, massive. We saying 6-3, yeah. But like I said, that many goals you've got to think through. Um and he says 20 games unbeaten. Slot has one loss in 2024. Crazy, crazy thing to think about really is that like there's one loss for Liverpool with obviously the Forest game, and obviously Slot's not forgetting about it. Obviously we've got to play Forest again, and I think Slot will have his eyes firmly on that when it's approaching because he's out for revenge. He keeps mentioning it quite a bit. But Forest are really good sides at the minute. Only the other day they were second in the Prem. I think are they still second in the Prem? Let me just double check. I think they are because Arsenal don't pay. Yeah, Forest still second in the Premier League. It's going to be really interesting. And Forest and Liverpool are both having unbelievable seasons this season. Forest obviously last season had the points deduction, and this season now they're looking like the. It's almost it's still early on to say it, but I can't see much changing at Forest that they won't end up with Champions League football, at least European football. But in my opinion, I think Forest is going to end up back in the Champions League next season. And obviously Liverpool, we've got a new manager. Slot came in, we didn't really know what to expect. And at the beginning of the season, I was warning everyone going this as a period of change, and it's been pretty unbelievable the change to be honest. Andrew saying hello, Courtney made up. We won yesterday. Also, the contract situations is a bit worrying at the moment. I'll get a little bit onto that in a bit. Matthew says it is Arsenal though I worry about. I have said most of the season that I thought Arsenal were the bigger issue and threat than City, and I still stand by that. They're more of a threat than City. I'm still not sure though that we can rule out Chelsea. I think Arsenal and Chelsea are probably going to be the same level of a threat at the minute. Obviously Chelsea in a bad run at form past few games, but Arsenal also had that little run, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Jack says Slot must hate Forest so much. Reese, Nottingham Forest is a revenge game. Don, I'm guessing that's in Spanish or Portuguese or some language. I don't understand it, sorry, and I can't translate it on what software I'm using. So I'm sorry I can't reply or read your message, but thank you for your message anyway. Go Sixers, hello Courtney, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Not quite there yet, but Happy New Year for the new year. But yeah, so obviously big few games before Christmas Day, and obviously Christmas comes around. Boxing Day football at Christmas, I love. And this year, like I said, it was even more special to me. Um, we've not had a good past few Christmases. If 2 years ago, we lost my stepnan on Christmas Day, so I was trying to figure out ways to make Christmas as special as possible for the family this year. And one of the things me, my mum, and stepdad managed to put together was a massive surprise for my little brother, and that was we got tickets off someone that I know helped us out massively. A massive thank you to them. But we got 4 tickets together to go and watch the game on Boxing Day, which ended up being another win for Liverpool, 3-1 against Leicester. Was a bit nervous throughout that day. It looked like it could have been called off because of the fog. It looked like it could have been a really, really difficult game because of the fog. That first half, sometimes we could not see the goalie pretty clearly at all. Especially we couldn't even see the ball at times from being the Annie Road end, looking down at the cop, you couldn't see it. Um, but yeah, we told my brother on Boxing Day night after the Liverpool game, to which he was really confused because we were going. My stepdad nearly slipped up and was like, "So what's the plan for Boxing Day?" And then he went, "Obviously you'll be going the game, Courtney, because all my family always comes down on in Liverpool on Boxing Day. We're always there on Boxing Day, and it was like he was like, oh. So I was like, oh well, usually I get to Anfield like maybe 2 hours before kickoff, have a little drink, have something to eat. watch the bus come in, sort of hinting at what we were going to do as a family. Um, and I just sort of messaged my mum and stepdad sneakily and was like, should we just tell him now? Because we didn't really have anything planned for how we were going to tell him. And yeah, basically we just then went, Joe, are you going to watch it at Hotel Anfield? Mum's like thinking about doing that. And we went, you can watch it at Hotel Anfield or you can come the match with me. And he was like, what? And that was a shock enough. And then we went, well, if we all went the match together, all four of us, and he was like, how? And we saw both and we already had the tickets and that. And it was like, it's a memory I'll never forget. My mum's not been at Anfield in over 20 years at that point. My stepdad's never been at Anfield for a match. Um, he is a Newcastle fan, but he massively loves Liverpool as well. Like, it's one of those, he probably shouts at the TV more for Liverpool than when my mum's watching the Liverpool game. So that was a really nice evening. Reese says Boxing Day for the footy and the racing is the best time. Calvin says Happy New Year and good evening. Hello, Courtney. Hello. Nigel says that's lovely. Thank you, Nigel. I just thought I'd share the story about what happened because it was quite funny. Jack says, so great to hear that you had a great Christmas with your family. Don said, what is said about the contracts to be renewed by Virgil, Trent and Mo? Greetings from Chile. Hello in Chile. Pedro Pascal is from Chile, isn't he? I'm a massive Pedro Pascal fan. I've got a Mandalorian Funko pop up there, which is what just made me think of that. I don't have any, there's no solid news on the contract talks. There's a lot of people saying, oh, there's this being said, there's that. A lot of Madrid media, they have no proof or sources really. They're just trying to rile it up as much as possible. Red Rebellion TV says the transition from Klopp to Slot has been seamless. The club could not have made better choice, and our squad is in a very good hands from as a coach. Yeah, it's. I said this pretty early on in the season, when he came in, and we were going, when we started going, oh, okay, this is something special. Um, I said to my dad, and I had the conversation going, do you know how we looked at Klopp? And Klopp was like the second coming of Shankly of a lot of people. And my dad was like, yeah. I was like, do you not reckon Slot might be Paisley? Paisley came straight after Shankly and actually ended up doing better than Shankly, but Shankly was the ones that made us believe in the first place. So it feels very, very similar to that to me. Obviously, I wasn't around then. Nigel says, with regards to Nottingham Forest, we must not underestimate them. They have won 2 European Cups. Respect also second. We will need to be on top form. M Pricey, any chance you can get me some away tickets, Courtney? I don't even get away tickets often myself. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to help people with tickets as a lot of my friends who go to the match each week struggle sometimes. I struggle a lot of the time, especially with aways. Like if I get away, it's one ticket and I'll be taking it, and if it's two, my dad will be taking the other one, sort of thing. So unfortunately, no, I can't help anyone there. Be very careful asking people for away tickets because there's loads of scams. Um, any likely rotations for our goalkeeper outside cup competitions? Another Ali injury would be a nightmare. I don't think so. Ali always seems to have one injury a season, which is also like it's pretty common with goalkeepers. I feel like, especially with the game load in the Premier League currently. Obviously, if you have a good side in the Premier League, you've also got European football and like two national cups. I think that's the correct way to say it. To contend with. So I can't see it happening. I do think Kelleher, though, cup competitions are all his, including the finals. Andrew says, have you seen the new Sonic 3 movie? No, I haven't seen any of them. Go Sixers. If Slot is Paisley, sign me up right now. Jack says, I'd love to get to the aways, but can't get tickets. It is so hard to get. It is literally down to who you know, basically, and making connections while you're at the football. John says, hi from Colombia. Which is your favourite player of Liverpool? Happy New Year. Current favourite player? Just for the season he's had, probably Gravenberch. I think Gravenberch's had a brilliant season so far. I couldn't really pick a favourite one at the minute, like a favourite, because I've got Virgil, obviously, one of my favourites. Trent, but that's a touchy subject. At the minute, Simicus, Nunes, another touchy subject, Nunes, and Szoboszlai. Most girls that support Liverpool, we love Szoboszlai, but that's not necessarily for his football. I do think he's a brilliant footballer, but yeah. Um, Nigel, European Cup, aka Old Big Ears, is my favourite cup, by the way. Yeah, definitely. And Nigel says, Kelleher, is that your favourite player? Pretty nice one, to be honest, huh? But yeah, then we go, like I said, Boxing Day. Obviously, we won 3-1. Um, Before the game, I was in the fan zone. I was showing my family that off, and like that was pretty cool to show them because my stepdad was like, Newcastle hasn't got anything like this. I wish we did because it's so good for families. Like, my little brother was playing games with me. We were watching the football. My stepdad was having a pint. Like, the whole family was entertained. But while we were in there, they were showing the Chelsea Fulham game. We came in and it was 1-0 to Chelsea. And it was like, okay, yeah, they've won this. But Fulham come back to equalise and then score a last minute winner. So thank you, Fulham. Fulham have had some decent results against the big sides lately. They've had obviously beaten Chelsea. They drew with Arsenal, didn't they? So it's really, really interesting. There's been 2 games now in a row where Chelsea have dropped points. Could that happen tonight? I think they're playing. Is it? I've got the fixtures here. Yeah, Ipswich away for Chelsea tonight. Ipswich at the minute. Sorry, even though they might be in a little bit of a relegation battle, they're picking up a little bit of form. Like, they held Arsenal to a 1-1 win, which, yes, Arsenal still won, they still took the points, but that is pretty difficult to do. Um, but yeah, like I said, there's games all over. So obviously the Boxing Day we had pretty much all teams play. Friday we then had Brighton against Brentford, which was a draw, and like I said, Arsenal were held to a 1-1 win, a 1-0 win against Ipswich, which obviously good result for Arsenal. They still got the 3 points, but it's not super convincing. And then obviously we go on to yesterday's games, which this is why I'm like not doing a match day Monday because the game fixtures are all over the place. Obviously, there's a lot of games tonight. There's some games tomorrow. I don't think there's any on New Year's Day, but could be wrong. Also, I think everyone's sort of like trying to figure out what day it is. And Man City, you drew against Everton on Boxing Day, but they've somehow managed to get a win finally again. So they beat Leicester 2-0 yesterday. Um, Speaking of Everton, they got beat 2-0 by Forest, which put Forest in second. But obviously, Liverpool, West Ham, most dominant display from Liverpool, I would say, this season. And that's home and away. Probably the most convincing win as well, which we love to see it. Especially nice just before the new year, seeing that. And it was a 5-0 win against West Ham. Few really good goals there. Trent getting a deflection to score. Salah nutmegging 2 players. Salah also scoring a goal. Gakpo scoring a goal. Diaz scoring a goal. It was a really, really nice win for the Reds. Obviously, West Ham are struggling a little bit this season, it feels like. But yeah, and obviously tonight there's quite a few games. You've got Villa Brighton, Ipswich Chelsea, and Man United Newcastle. That Chelsea game and the Man United game, we all need to keep an eye on. Obviously, see how Chelsea get on against Ipswich, but also looking ahead to next weekend where we will play Man United and games will be back in a normal uh, resumption. It'll be weekends and the odd win midweek now and again. But obviously, Man United tonight will be will be without Bruno Fernandes, and I think he's going to miss the Liverpool game as well, if I remember correctly, because he's had so many red cards already this season. So that's going to be an interesting game to watch. Honestly, I think Newcastle win that. Newcastle away is a bit iffy at times this season, I feel like, but I don't know. I feel like there's not a great atmosphere around Man United at the minute. Obviously, new owners did come. Well, new partial owners did come in with Ratcliffe, but he's been making some horrendous decisions lately, including one getting rid of bonuses for the matchday stewards, which I just think that's a bit ridiculous. But then also, I don't know if anyone's aware, at LFC there's a charity called Forever Reds, which is basically for ex-players of the club. It sort of helps them out. Obviously, they weren't paid the money current Premier League players were paid. So some of them do end up struggling on later in life with finances. So there's like charities at most clubs to help the ex-players. And Ratcliffe decided to cut the funding, I think, completely for the charity for the ex-players at Man United. And the only way they found out apparently was when they rang up to ask why payments basically hadn't been made that they were expecting, and they found out that way. So that is, like I said, not a great atmosphere around United yet again, as well as their performances on the pitch. That's going to be interesting. I'm just going to try to catch up with some comments. I'll go on my phone because it's going to be easier than trying to scroll on this. Because I'm aware I've missed a few. But if there's, by the way, if any questions you want to ask me, we'll have like a mini Q&A right now. Any questions you want to ask me, please like ask away while I'm going through and catching up on the comments. Bum, bum. So Doug's in here, says even Courtney 7 goals scored in our last 4 away matches is quite insane. Salah on 30 goals and assists too was amazing. Yeah, Salah, I genuinely think this could be Salah's best season at Liverpool in the Prem, especially if we go on to win it. I think this might be Salah's best season. He's broken. We've had seasons before where we've gone, oh, he's broke all the records. He's breaking even more this season. I think more than what we would expect. Um, Jack says, I've been here long enough to remember when Simi was your favourite player, Courtney. He still is up there, but yeah. Red Billion TV says Sobasai will come good. He has the right attitude to succeed. Yeah, I think especially early on this season, there was a lot of I wouldn't say hate towards him, but maybe people not cutting him slack. Obviously, back end last season, he came back from an injury, wasn't playing his best then anyway. But I always found with Sobasai, and I can understand if you're watching it on the TV, sometimes it is hard to see a player's run on that because you're just focused on the ball. But at the match, the amount of running I noticed Szoboszlai doing, 1 minute he's in the attack, 1 minute he's back in midfield, 1 minute he's ran from the attack back into defence for a counter attack. And I think that gets missed a lot of the time by some fans who sort of aren't happy with him sometimes. Yazin says Gakpo and Luis Diaz can better top 10 players nowadays. You're saying 3 of them stay. I'm not too sure. Go Sixers. The Greek scouts got traded for Szoboszlai. Paul says, why would you say Trent's a touchy subject? Like we have Bradley. One thing we have always done, we have always managed to move on very well when it comes to replacing players that want to leave. Right, I'll get into this quickly. Trent would be going on a free when Liverpool are probably playing the best football we have under Trent, with Trent in the squad. If he chooses to leave on a free from Madrid, it's going to be painful for a lot of Liverpool fans, especially a lot of Liverpool fans in Liverpool, because he's always said how aware he is that he's living the dream of so many people in Liverpool, playing for you his boyhood local club. I hate using the word local as well. It's just, but he is. He's like when I was a kid, I would have looked up and been like, he's like a Gerrard for kids these days in Liverpool, like a Gerrard and a Carragher, and I think everyone still remembers what it was like when when Gerrard could possibly leave. It could be worse if Trent leaves the way that he's looking to leave. Um, Touchy subject thing is just over that. It's not about the fact that I think we'd struggle massively without him. Obviously, Bradley does look very promising, but then it's finding the backup for Bradley because we're yet to see if Bradley can handle 30 plus games a season. So that's one thing that worries me is the leaving us in the lurch sort of thing where we don't. Yes, we have Bradley to back him up, but we don't have a backup for Bradley if that makes sense. We can sort of see already, even just the defensive line this season alone, there's been issues with injuries. That sort of that Newcastle game we struggled there because Trent didn't start, and also we didn't have Konate. We had Kwanzaa and Joe Gomez playing there instead, so that's more what I mean. Kev says down the River Trent. Yasin says Real Madrid must not. I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Yasin, but yeah. Jack says Arsenal playing on New Year's Day. So this is what I mean. Fixtures at the minute are crazy. Hence why this isn't a match day Monday, because it'd be so hard to keep track of every single game, and the show would end up going on for over 2 hours probably. Um, Barry says, "Good day, Courtney. Where at Anfield is your favourite place to watch a match?" Hotel Anfield. If there's ever any big games on, Hotel Anfield's the place to be. Go back and watch my Man City vlog off last season. Um, FA Cup final and Carabao Cup final of the year we went for the quadruple. Um, they were like some of my favourite vlogs, and they're not even at Anfield. They were just really good days. There's also Man United away this season in there, which was Hotel Anfield. Like Jack said, yeah, Hotel Anfield is usually a good option. Alex saying hello, Courtney. Hello, Alex. Nigel, the players are happy around themselves off the pitch. They really like each other. Friends makes all the difference. Definitely, I think there's a really good mix of people at the club right now. And yes, there's little friendship groups, but everyone gets on. There doesn't seem to be anyone you go, oh, I don't know if they fit in. Oh, I don't know. Like, there's a really good gel at the club right now. Red Billion TV says, what is your take on Chiesa, Courtney? Do you believe he has a future for the club? His situation is very weird. Great player. 100%. I just think, obviously, he's been very unlucky injury wise. And I think obviously see how the second half of this season goes, but the real test with Chiesa will be how we utilise him next season. And I know that's quite far off to say, but obviously he'll then get his chance to sort of prove himself in the pre-season games. Doug says, remember one of Bruno's reds was rescinded. The Spurs red. Yeah, I'm still not sure on whether Fernandez is playing against us at the weekend, but I'll keep an eye on that. Alex says, up the Reds. Daniel, Courtney, did you have a good Christmas? Wish you Happy New Year from Norris Green. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Daniel. I did have a good Christmas, thank you. I hope you did too. You're saying Alexis McAllister's amazing too. Completely agree with that. McAllister's been really good for the past 2 seasons now, in all honesty. Alex, hello, Courtney, do you think they will get Salah's contract done? It's annoying me that dragging this out so much. So with the contracts, this is where I stand. Virgil signs 100%. Mo, I think signs. I think Mo would be stupid with being on the brink of breaking so many records in the Premier League. Premier League is the biggest league in the world. So we'd be stupid to not stay, even if it's just for a few more years, even just a year, and breaking even more records, I think, within the Prem. Trent, I am not sure on. When he celebrated last night and he done the talking in his ear sort of thing, At first I was like, "Oh, is that to the Madrid media?" And then I was like, "Also it could be some of our fans online." And I posted about it in a tweet and I said, "What do you think it is? Do you think it's to the Madrid media or do you think it's to the fans?" And someone posted a really, really good point, which I've seen them do it before, completely didn't pick up on it last night. Bellingham has done the same thing multiple times. He done it at Dortmund before he went to Madrid, and I think that was when all the rumours were starting. Um, and I think he's done it when he's played for England. It could just be a coincidence that Trent saw Bellingham do that in the past, and he's thought, "Do you know what? I'm saving that for when there's too much going on around me, when people are talking too much. I'm just going to do it then." So that's going to be interesting to see. I think if it is at the Madrid media and he stays, it's hilarious. It goes down as being one of the most iconic celebrations ever. If he leaves, it is one of the most stupid. I can't think of the words, but it doesn't look great to the fans if he leaves after doing that. I don't think he would help himself in the future if he ever tried to bring back Liverpool fans on his side, is basically what I'm saying. So I'm sort of torn with Trent. I keep changing. One minute I'm like, he's got to stay, he's got to stay. The next minute I am like, oh, I don't know. Trust me, I'm not believing any of the Madrid media. If it's coming from a source in Madrid, I don't believe it for 1 second. But there is obviously some truth there. Obviously, Madrid are interested in him, and he is sort of probably is thinking about it. But do I think it's like he's going, he's going? No, which is what the Madrid media is trying to make out. So there's my thoughts on the contract. Lee says, "Hi Courtney, I'm dead busy, but just popped in to wish you happy new year." Up the Reds. Happy New Year, Lee. Um, Addy says, "I'm from Bosnia, a big Liverpool fan. Hello, and thank you for watching." Um, Red Rebellion TV, Salah is on course to beat his first season of 44 goals in all competitions. Crazy. Yeah, there's loads of stats with Salah that is unbelievable. Jack, do you have any goals for 2025, Courtney? Yes. Obviously, I want to put more and more effort into this channel and make it the best it can be for everyone that supports me. Like, I think the amount of subscribers I'm on keeps like blowing me away. So I'm on 15,692 subscribers, and I just want to thank every single one of you because that is unbelievable. Um, so yeah, ideally, I'd love to keep growing the channel as much as possible, bringing in new ideas and stuff like that, and bringing in a bit more of me into it. Let everyone get to know me a bit better. Um, Also, I have personal ones that it's just stupid ones, which I won't get into. But one of the personal ones is Jack probably knows this because he has been at the channel for a long time. Um, this channel was supposed to start the beginning of 2020. In March, it was supposed to start, and the way it was going to start wasn't originally going to be football. It was going to incorporate football, but I had a massive trip planned in March 2020. So I turned 21 in 2020, which was it's in January, my birthday. My birthday's literally next Saturday, or Saturday coming up, sorry, 4th of January. Um, and for my birthday, I just said birthday and Christmas, I said to everyone, I really want to go to Florida. And that doesn't necessarily mean as a family, like literally you can send me to Florida on my own if you want, because I'd love to do a solo trip. So literally my whole family pulled together and my Christmas and birthday present for that year was a trip to Florida. The day I flew out was the day we played Atletico Madrid and lost in the Champions League. Which, for those who don't remember, that was the last game of football played in front of fans before COVID that year. So yeah, I flew out that day. Went to the theme parks the next day, woke up on the Friday, had a massive mental breakdown because the park shut, rang my mum crying in tears, hysterical, like, what do I do? And my mum was like, "Go and enjoy." Like, the parks were open until the Sunday, I think it was. Mum was like, "Go and enjoy every day you can." I went, "Well, at least on Monday I can go and watch the football." And my mum went, "The football's been cancelled." Cue another meltdown by me because we were about to win the league. And that was also the derby was going to be on my brother's birthday. I remember this all like so vividly. Um, so then I went into the parks. I think it was the Saturday then while I was in the parks. Trump announced a travel ban in the US. Cue another massive panic attack. I was in Magic Kingdom having a panic attack in Florida. Due to the fact I didn't know if I was going to get home, how I was going to get home. It was all very unclear at this point. Fast forward, I managed to get home on the last flight out of Orlando to the UK. Was supposed to originally come back after 2 weeks, came back after a week. Was supposed to originally fly into Manchester. The only flight they could get me onto was one at Gatwick. Then I had to have a coach from Gatwick, and then I had a train journey from Manchester to Newcastle. So it didn't go great. Um, but a goal for this year, which I booked a few months ago, and I'm trying to not get emotional because it's the first time I'm fully talking about it. I'm going back to Disney World in September. So be prepared. If anyone is a travel vlog fan, or you have an interest in Disney yourself or anything like that, um, there'll be loads of videos coming up about that. So between obviously the end of this season and the beginning of next, I will be talking a lot about Florida in videos, and I'll be doing basically how I'm budgeting for the holiday, how I'm planning the holiday, tips and tricks and stuff like that. But I'll also be doing vlogs while I'm away, and it's while international breaks on. I should only miss one game that Liverpool play before the international break, but there'll still be a matchday vlog. The matchday vlog that I am planning to do from the Orlando supporters group. So if anyone watching this knows the Orlando supporters group, please put me in touch with them because hopefully, like, I can sort something out with them, like a cool video or something like that, which would be nice to do. But obviously it shows you the experience then that I know a lot of people that watch my videos are not able to get to Anfield a lot, and you probably do watch at a supporters group a lot. But I'm also aware a lot of people that watch do go to the match, and it's just nice to show you what international fans do for watching the game, sort of thing. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to meeting a bunch of Liverpool fans in Orlando. Um, but also really, really looking forward to going back to Disney. I have missed it massively. I went to Universal with my family 2 years ago now. But I cannot wait to go back on my own and do this solo trip. First time I'll be staying on site at Disney. So if you enjoy travel videos, if you enjoy Disney, if yeah, anything like that, keep an eye out because there's loads coming up. I really, really cannot wait for it. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm just catching up on the comments quickly. Um, oh, Barry said, sorry, I meant at Anfield Stadium. Your favourite place to sit and watch a match. Sorry if I was unclear. Started treatment yesterday. I hope you're doing well, Barry. Um, I hope you're feeling okay as well after that. At Anfield, it's got to be the Cop. If anywhere on the Cop, especially for a big game, it's got to be really good. There's some places obviously has better views. If it depends, if you want in the atmosphere, the Cop every single day. For the best view, the one I've probably sat at with the best view was the top of the tunnel. Really enjoyed that view. Um, bum, bum, bum. Red Rebellion TV says if Trent leaves, it'll feel like when Maka left. Was not happy, but not much we could do about it when it was his decision. Yes, completely agree with that. But I also think, and this is me and my dad have spoke about this because obviously was I don't know if I was born when Maka left. I was either very young or wasn't born yet. And I've spoke about this with my dad, and I've said for me the closest I could think of is obviously Michael Owen, and I've said personally, I think if Trent leaves, it'd be worse than Owen and Maka. And the reason for that was with Owen and Maka, you could sort of understand that Liverpool weren't competing as much. Yes, we won the Champions League in 2005, but we were nowhere in the position we are right now. Um, and for that's the reason I think genuinely, if Trent looks and goes, okay, I could stay and actually win quite a few things here with Liverpool. But you know what? That's not enough for me. I want to go to Madrid. I think that's the point where it's a bit like dagger to the heart sort of vibes. Um, Alex says Madrid is always interested in our players, 100%. Liverpool is Red podcast. Everyone smashed the like for Chloe. It's Courtney, but thank you. Daz says, would you ever do collabs with any Red fans from YouTube? Definitely. I've done a few before. Not on my own channel, but quite frequently meet up with the lads from Talk and Cop. They used to be LFC day trippers, and I've been on their podcast a few times. I've also done a few chats with other podcasts now and again. So definitely, it's just at the minute, and this is another update I want to get into. January is mad busy for me. So for those who aren't aware, this isn't my full-time job. You probably are aware that during the week I do work in my dad's accountants. Anyone who knows an accountant will know January is the busiest time for them. So this month I'm going to be mad busy. So until February, I might be missing a few match day Mondays, and it's just until February because I will not be able to do it a lot of nights because I'll still be in work. So I just wanted to make everyone aware of that. I'll try and give you enough notice to say when I will be doing one in January. It might end up being a live show like this where we just sit down and have a chat because I won't have the time to do the prep. But it is going to be trying my best with that one. It's just going to be really difficult in January. But as soon as February hits, I will be back. So don't worry about that. Kev, I don't think Mr. Bill Shankly would allow these three players to hold the club to ransom. Mark says, evening all. Evening, Mark. Red Rebellion TV on about my failed trip to Florida. At least you got back in one piece. Fingers crossed it happens this time as well. But fingers crossed the trip actually goes ahead and goes ahead properly. Dick says, have you tips? Bum, bum, bum. Have you tips? I'm guessing, do you have any tips on how to visit Liverpool game when you don't live in the UK? If you mean how to get to a game at Anfield, and even if you just want to watch a game in your country, your best option is going to be your supporters club. So if you go on the Liverpool website, you can find a section that has the supporters clubs listed. Find your nearest one and get in touch with them is going to be your best option. Andrew said last time I was in Florida was 2005. Me and my mum and brother went. We went to Universal Studios and SeaWorld. Also, my goal next year is getting back to Florida. Fingers crossed for you, Andrew. Florida is like a special place for a lot of people, which is why I'm aware. There's probably people on this channel that aren't aware. I love Florida. You can see it here. There's the Cinderella's Castle. There's the Tower of Terror. Walt Disney's there. Mickey on Space Mountain's there. A Lego version of the Cinderella's Castle, and then all the pins are collectors behind it. So really looking forward to that. Veronica, happy birthday for this Saturday, Courtney. Thank you. Who knows? I might go live on Saturday for a bit, and we can have like a birthday celebration together. because I do really appreciate everyone that watches this and all the birthday messages. So thank you. Red Brilliant TV says Owen went to United afterwards. Yeah, that didn't help Owen. But yeah, um, Dan says to Kev, nobody's holding the club to ransom, which I must admit I agree with Dan there. I think it's more just a lot of discussions going on. Dirk, you are a Virgil fan? Yes, I do enjoy Virgil van Dijk. But yeah, obviously the games are going to be well. I think they've started now, haven't they? Yeah. So Villa and Brighton and Ipswich and Chelsea are just kicking off. So 8 o'clock. Then we've got Man United versus Newcastle. I'm going to let everyone go and hopefully, fingers crossed, enjoy tonight's matches. Obviously, hopefully Newcastle win and hopefully Ipswich win. The Villa Brighton game I feel a little bit indifferent about. But yeah, enjoy. I hope you all enjoy your New Year celebrations. And I hope you all enjoy next weekend where we have a massive, massive game against Man United, which I am really looking forward to. There'll be a match day vlog from that, from a cracking seat. I got my ticket this morning in the sale and somehow managed to get a really good seat. So keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, that being said, though, I'll see you all on Sunday, possibly Saturday for a cheeky little live stream. But yeah, enjoy the matches tonight and wishing everyone a happy new year. May the Reds end this season top of the league. That's my one wish for New Year. But it's way too early to call yet. But it's looking good going into 2025. That being said, see you all at the weekend. Bye.